Good morning, my tribe, my XRP army, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hope you're all doing well today. It's raining here. If you're on the east coast of the U.S., you're getting chilly. So, wanted to take a moment and address a couple of comments that have come in about the market. And so what happened yesterday? Well, the mortgage report came out, and it shocked a lot of people. I'm not sure why it shocked a lot of people, but it did. I remember looking at some property 3 years ago and speaking to the real estate agent about what was going to happen in the real estate market in the next few years. And she looked at me like I was dull. I explained to her that prices were getting to the point where there was a wall of resistance, where people could no longer pay these prices for these things. And you could tell that she was younger. And I asked her how long she'd been in real estate, and she told me about 5 years. And she hadn't been through 2008, and she hadn't learned that people can't just simply pay a price because you ask for it. Look at the 50-year mortgage that was or is, I don't know if it still is. It was being floated by the current president. Also 15-year car loans. Does that not tell you something about the economy? It tells me something. I'm tempted to go back and talk to that real estate agent again, but we formed a decent relationship, and I talked to her husband, and she has a kid, and we got along, and I took my daughter, and they played for a while we were looking at some properties and blah, blah, blah. To see if she's woken up yet. So that report came out. It was much lower than what people thought. I don't know why people were thinking it was going to be up, because everybody says, this is a great economy. No, it's not. You look at the indicators, you talk to people, and no, it's not. But that video sparked some comments, and I'd like to go over a few of them. And one was from Then 11,000. He said, there's always an excuse or some reason or some date or event that needs to happen. ... Merry-go-round for idiots. Well, let me ask you something then. Do you have a 401k? And when you first contributed to that 401k, did it immediately rocket up to the moon? Or were you getting something like between 7 and maybe 10% per year? I'm listening. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, there are crypto projects that go to the moon for whatever reason, and they collapse epically also. And I think we're at it at, what is it? Bitcoin's right around 90. Yeah, events affect the price, and they will. They do now, and they always will. And that event happened. It came out, bad news, and people panicked, and they started running to cash. It'll recover, just as it always does. And I'm not talking about XRP at this exact moment. I'm talking about crypto. I'm talking about the stock market. I'm talking about precious metals. I'm talking about commodities. I'm talking about the market of everything, because people are involved in all of those markets, and they're always going to behave in a predictable manner. And those that do really well in trading the market understand that, and they look forward to these things, and they know what's going to be coming out, and they know how people are going to react, and they act accordingly. They buy and sell, they puts and takes and buy and sell and all these things, these orders, and they profit off of them. I don't have the time or the inclination to follow that, but good on them. Putting that aside, what is going to make XRP and ISO 20,022 tokens projects go up to the moon, past the moon, to Mars, is the implementation and the injection of large amounts of liquidity in order to participate in those projects as the current project dies out. And it has to. They all do. Every single one of them. Every fiat currency on the face of the earth meets its demise. It's simply a matter of time. Some die faster than others. We have a pretty good chance of kicking the can down the road a little bit more by backing the US dollar with stable coins, which is what they're doing, but it's not forever. And yes, you still have an opportunity to get in on the ground floor and make a buttload of money. What's the timeline? I can't tell you, because it depends on confidence. At some point, they'll have to shift to a new system. Hopefully before the old one dies completely and there's collapse and everybody loses everything. But you need to understand, they are actually looking forward to that. So will they kill the goose that lays the golden egg before they've scooped up all the golden eggs and dissected that goose and taken the last smaller eggs out of its insides? No, they're going to wait. They're going to wring it all out. They're going to take every opportunity to take everything you have at a nickel on the dollar. That's simply history. It's not my prediction. It's not anything else. It's just the history of how this system works again and again and again throughout history. So, and then Michael Butler. Thanks, Michael, for your comment. He said that last time he bought was at 304. Don't feel bad. I bought at 304. I think I might have also bought at 363 and 358. And I bought some pretty high numbers. My average cost at this moment, I believe, is 250 average. So it's below my average. So to me, this is still a buying opportunity. I'll buy a little bit more. Don't feel bad. You need to know the future. If you had bought Bitcoin at $3.50 and it fell back down to $2.22, would you feel bad today about having bought at 304? No, it wouldn't even be a factor in your mind. You'd still be you'd still be dancing in the aisles. And so we all will if we hold. Yeah. And then we have Shane Hildos, sorry. Thank you for your comment and welcome to the channel. And he says, rocketing to the moon is a thing of the past. No, it's not. It's a thing of the future. And it's not a hope of the past. Although, let me get my little spiel in. Hey, XRP, $100,000 today, please. Yeah, it's not going to happen today. It didn't happen yesterday or the day before. And it's not ever going to happen in one single day. Although I wish it would. There will come a time when XRP, so says I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but I say it will begin to gap up. The price will gap up, and it'll keep gapping up and going up and up and up as implementation kicks in. Once institutions begin using XRP for what it's designed for, and that is cross-border liquidity in a big way. And what does that take? It takes the implementation of ISO 20022. It takes chief financial officers of large corporations saying, hey, I can spend $30,000 to move this $10 million, or I can spend, what, 50 cents? I'm taking the 50 cents. Yeah, and waiting for hours for the new SWIFT system, which moves like 85% of the money around the world now. It still takes hours to clear. Yep, the dinosaur has to die, and the new system is going to be implemented. And I hope you're on that rocket ship, because when it goes, it's going to go big. And between now and then, we have a lot more ups and downs to go through. We really do, because there's going to be news coming out, and people are going to respond in the way that people have always responded, with humanness. And if you are able to put your XRP into that penny jar and set it on a shelf and not touch it, you're going to be blessed in a big, big way. God bless you all. Take care, and I'm out.